Yeah, this is going to be my last poem, and it's called Freak Show. It's the story of this girl who spent her whole life doing the same job, more or less, wearing the same clothes, more or less, and never really wanting anything more or less. And in her office there was a window, but she couldn't see it from her cubicle, so she barely remembered it was there. Until one day, she looked up from the water cooler and saw a mass of dark clouds gathering, with the last rays of the sun highlighting the buildings. Soon enough, it was raining, and then it was hailing, and she stood there while it lasted, squeezing her plastic cup of cold, cold water and gazing through the dirty glasses. The tiny white stones splashed circles in the new puddles on the street. She stood there while it lasted, and then she went back to her desk and never looked through that window again. It's the story of this man who woke up one morning to see his skin had shrunk so much it would no longer cover the insides of his body. And from that day on he had to go to work with his veins showing, his muscles exposed, and his skull occasionally glinting from underneath his scalp. And for a while people pointed and laughed. "What do you want me to do?" he would say. "I can't go into a shop and ask for a bigger skin. They'll think I'm crazy." But they still laughed. You know the way people are. And so he kept going as he was, getting dust in his cartilage and tendons twanging in the wind, and soon they stopped noticing him. They wouldn't talk to him. They would act as if they couldn't see his beautiful, glistening arteries and off-white bones. And it's the story of the people who hold funerals every day for the dead they read about in newspapers, the car accident victims, the bombing victims. They name them all. Down at the ugly old cemetery, overtaken by the city which is faster than it ever was, the one with a few scattered headstones crumbling into the rusty brown grass, stuck between the warehouse and the motorway and wrapped in wire fence. They go down there in the grey hours and they string together litanies of names and nonsense words in a made-up ritual that's never the same. They chant Charlie, sorrow, Sedley, Jenny, hurt, pain, empty, Stephen, Kate, and they wait for the wind to rise. They wait for the storm before the calm. And sometimes the wind does rise and blows ravens and razors and oily wrappings into the cemetery and brings with them a symphony of screeching brakes, sirens and rape whistles from the other side of the city. And sometimes the night is just dark enough for the wind to shake the dust into images flickering in the headlights of the passing cars as they chant, Tom, gone, Emily, gone, John, gone. The wind dies and they go away. There is no ending here. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest.